All right, good morning, everyone. I'm back on YouTube. Um, all right. Well, honestly, I didn't even want to show up to the markets today after I saw this crazy move. But then I remember and I was like, if you show up every day, maybe one day you might get lucky. So we're here. We're here. But I'm gonna be honest, there's really not much, right? We have this 4 hour supply zone that I was looking at right here. But the zone is kind of pointless because we've already ran through it. So at the area that we're at, there's really not much for me. But let's see. Another thing I saw was that we haven't touched VWAP in a while. I think it's about 13 hours since we last touched it. Again, usually when I see that, I think New York Open will touch VWAP. Yeah, 14 hours. So I think we'll see a pullback. Obviously, we haven't seen a pullback in a while, so it'd be good to see one during New York Open. Um, I think the only thing is that it might be really, really volatile, which is good. I would say it's good just because you can make quick money, but it could also be bad, if you're in the wrong direction. Um, but it's 50-50, right? How bad could it be? We'll see. But yeah, this is insane. It's already up 3.6 per no 3.7% or 900 points, which is actually crazy. Even the daily candle looks crazy, right? The daily candle clearly broke this small downtrend. It's not even small because it's on the daily. But yeah, crazy move. If you don't know, it was caused from I think is the 2 week ceasefire. Yeah, Trump announces 2 week ceasefire with Iran, de escalating conflict. I don't understand why the market moves so much. I mean, I do, right? But like, what happens in 2 weeks, right? Is it gonna go all the way back down, or I don't know? Is the war gonna end? Nobody knows, but we'll see. We'll see. What happened yesterday? Yesterday, I started streaming on YouTube, and then I got banned. I got banned on YouTube for the same reason as last time. Last time I got banned, uh, basically because the reason was that someone under the age of 16 was on the stream, and I'm always the only one on the stream. So I don't know. I guess I get reported. Maybe someone thinks I'm younger or something. I don't know. But yeah, last time it took 2 days to fix it. This time it only took like 20 minutes for it to get appealed, which is good. But yeah, I noticed every time I got reported, it was on a vertical stream. So I'm not gonna be doing the vertical stream anymore. Maybe in the future, but right now I'm just gonna stick to this sideways stream. Maybe it's the hoodie. Maybe. I don't know. Could be anything at this point. But yeah, I really didn't want to even trade today because I just saw that crazy move and I was like, what the hell am I about to trade? There's no zones really close to price. But we'll see, right? You never know how the open's gonna be. It might be a really good open. So we'll see. We have FOMC today. Nah. We have FOMC minutes. FOMC minutes is not like your regular FOMC decision. Usually you don't see much movement during FOMC minutes unless Powell says something that like really shakes up the markets. Which maybe he might, right? Maybe he might get a question about this Iran war. Never know. Actually, I'm pretty sure today's the last time Papa Powell speaks, which is crazy. Papa Powell. Who's gonna be this next guy? That's why I need to start looking at. Does anyone know who's gonna be the next? I think it's called chairman. I think. I know it's one of Trump's buddies. Let me see. Oh, Kevin Warsh. That's gonna be the next Federal Reserve official. Oh no, I'm lying. Yeah, that's gonna be the next chair of the Federal Reserve. What does he look like? Let's see. Okay, wow. He looks way younger than Jerome. He looks really young compared to Papa Powell. Wow, okay. We'll see, we'll see. I'm definitely short today. Yeah, hopefully, right? Crazy move. Moves like this. I remember last year was like the first time where like these crazy moves were happening, and I remember like what I would do was I would try to trade Asian session because shit like this was happening. Like insane moves were happening overnight, and I thought that let me trade Asian session because the moves are most likely gonna happen. But really, what I was doing was I was all over the place, right? I was trying to catch every single move that happened, and like that would mess with me. So now that I see these crazy moves, I just try to remind myself that it's fine to miss the crazy moves. Um, Crazy moves are gonna happen all the time. Maybe not like this, right? But to just be patient. Don't try to catch every single move because you're gonna go crazy. I think this is all the zones for Nasdaq. I mean, there's really not much. Let's see. So we have this 30-minute supply zone, which the market has tapped into twice, and we've rejected it twice. So I would short from here. Um, if I see a reaction, right, something like this, once the market opens up. Also, if it gets above 275, obviously I would long it. If I long it though, I'm not expecting it to go crazy. I would just expect it to go to 366, which is a 2-hour supply zone. That'd be a cool trade. If the market opens up and it goes straight down, if it gets below 133, then I would short it. I would love to short this to VWAP, especially since we haven't touched it in a while. I think we're due. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Let's look at US 30. Hopefully there's a bit more. Okay. 4-hour time frame. Let's put this here. If you're at 52,100, how much buffer above that do you need to get to 15? I think it's 3,600. So that's the profit goal. 3,600, 50% consistency rule. So honestly, I could have a pretty big day, right? If the opportunity presents itself, I could have like a $1,500 day across all the accounts, and I'll be chilling. Uh, but I don't want to chase that big day, you know. I only want a big day if like it makes sense. Yeah, if you think about it, technically I'm pretty far because right now the accounts are they're basically at zero since I lost yesterday. Technically I'm far away, but I could get pretty close, on a really good day. So I'm not too worried. Plus the way I see it is I'm not giving myself like a deadline to get the payout. I'm kind of honestly I'm kind of thinking hopefully I get a payout this month. So maybe I am giving myself a deadline, but not not too worried about it. I wanted to check. You guys remember that day last year where the market was like, where Trump was like, buy the stocks, and I think it was like the next day, and the stocks went crazy, and it ended up being the bottom of the year. I want to see how big that move was. Let me see really quick. It was all the way down here. Yeah, this huge day. Oh my gosh. 14%? Okay, that's not what I remember. Oh my god. No, that's crazy. Almost 15% day? What are we at right now? 3%. 15%. No, that's insane. Whoa, I did not think that day was that big. Oh my gosh. And it was no way. And it was literally a year ago. It was April 9th, 2025. And tomorrow's April 8th. Nah, but we're not even close. Unless New York Open like goes insanely crazy and it continues to go higher, might break that record, but damn, 15%? I was not expecting that. 15%? No, that's crazy. Whoa. Anyone remember that move? Shit, I do. I caught zero of it. The minimum you can request is 500. Yeah. YouTube's hiding the stream. Is it really? I don't think so. It might look different because now I'm only doing the sideways stream. I'm not doing the vertical one because that's where I'm getting reported is the vertical one. Wow. I'm trying to like find zones here. There's not much. Yeah, this is crazy. I was in an options contract, made 1,300 from $20. Oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy. I definitely want to get into options. I feel like if I trade options, I would swing it. I would swing Nasdaq, but I need lessons. I need lessons on options. Last time I tried trading options, I don't even know what happened. Maybe it was because I was trying to trade earnings. I was trying to trade Nvidia earnings, and I betted. Well, I thought I was betting that it was gonna go up because you guys know like Nvidia earnings are always bullish. So I tried gambling earnings on that, and I thought I was in. I think is you call it calls. And I was like, yo, like I'm about to make crazy money. Like the earnings came out green, da da da. Nvidia's pumping, and then it was over the weekend, and then Monday came, and then like I made zero money on it, and I was like, what? How? I was so confused. And then after that, I was like, yeah, options isn't for me, and I never tried it again. But I definitely want to. I started with options, then learned futures. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. A lot of people. I think it's very rare for someone to start off with futures. Actually, in the past. Now it's very mainstream. But before, what you would usually see is like either you started out with Forex or you started out with options and then you got into futures. Now, though, it's a lot of people are starting off with futures. Yeah, I don't see much on US 30. So, I don't know. We'll see how it opens up. I like how NASDAQ looks more. NASDAQ also has a small 5 minute supply zone here, which we already tapped into and rejected. Also, with NASDAQ, this range here is pretty small. Kind of. I mean, it's about 100 points. So I think this area should be easy to break out of. Especially if it's going to be like a crazy open. First traders options, I turned $19 into 350. Yeah, that's an insane first trade. I know that got you hooked on trading. Nah, that I know that's what got you hooked on trading. I would have never stopped trading after that. I mean, even when I made like $2 from trading, I was hooked. I was hooked since the beginning. Just the thought about being profitable, like just the thought alone helped me not quit trading. But I will say, like, in order to be profitable with trading, obviously you need to take a bunch of losses. And after you take losses, you need to be crazy enough to keep going. Okay, I think I charted far enough. What time is it? Okay, we got 9 minutes. I think a lot of people are definitely excited to trade, especially after seeing yesterday's move. I mean, I'm excited too, but I'm also keeping in mind that a pretty big move already happened, so I don't got high hopes. I'm not, honestly, I'm not expecting too much, but we'll see. You never know. You never know. Obviously, it'd be pretty good if it's a crazy opening. At this point, I don't even know what number eval account I'm on. Yeah, you're gonna lose count. I lost count for sure. Yeah, I don't know how many accounts I've actually failed. I mean, it has to be a lot. Has to be a lot. Especially in the beginning. But the way I thought about it was like every loss I took was just like kind of getting me closer to that big win. You know, every loss was a lesson. Or I tried to see it as a lesson. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you could be losing for months, and then you can have like just an insane month of like $20,000, and boom, everything changes from there. That's what happened to me. I failed 217 so far. Damn, it sounds like a lot, but honestly, I've probably failed even more. Who knows? But the good thing about trading prop firms, honestly, guys, you guys need an LLC. I don't care if you make 2K a month or 10K a month. I would do a LLC. If you have a LLC and you trade with prop firms, each eval you buy or activation fee or your subscription for TradingView, it could be an expense for the business. And that helps you out with taxes so much. Especially if you're planning to go full time with trading, or if you've already gotten multiple payouts, get an LLC. I would get an LLC for sure. It helps a bunch. Sole proprietor is the name as an LLC. You can do that without an LLC? But isn't, yeah, sole proprietor is the same as an LLC. So how can you do that without an LLC? Right, but so I thought a sole proprietor. I don't even know how to say the word. I thought that is a LLC. Don't listen to me. I'd ask an accountant at this point. Ask a person that actually knows. I'm just speaking from my experience. Having the LLC definitely helped because it helped me be able to get expenses. And the expenses brought down what I was taxed on. I thought I was going to pay more than 10K in taxes from last year. Like, I was stressing out. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to pay so much, da da da. And the expenses brought it down a crazy amount. I paid less than 10K, which I was very thankful for. Because, again, I thought I was going to pay like 20,000. Yo, I was so scared. You got any international traders? What? I don't know. No, I didn't pay 10K for an accountant. The accountant was cheap. The accountant was like 350. It wasn't, I guess it was an accountant, but it was like a company that does taxes. And they were doing a sale for like first timers. So it came out pretty cheap. We got 3 more minutes. That's crazy. You don't need an LLC to write off expenses. So I wonder how you would write it off. All right, this is it. I'm just waiting for market to open now. Let's see what happens. You write it off the same? Really? Yeah, I was very worried about taxes, but having the accountant and then having, I think it was called Keeper. It was like this software that tracks all your expenses for you. You just connect your bank account to it and like it tells you kind of what was an expense or not, and then you had to recheck if it was or not. And both of those things helped out a bunch. Yeah, but for next year, oof, who knows what's gonna happen. I think I've already surpassed what my income was last year, which is crazy. And I'm moving to Texas, so it's like I'm gonna have to restart this whole tax process again for next year. Boom, 3 seconds. Let's see this open. Okay, okay. Definitely looking at NASDAQ more. Damn, honestly, I hate to see NASDAQ and US 30 kind of do the opposite thing. Wow, I think this is the best US 30 opening I've seen in months. We're just 1 minute in and I'm saying that. All right, well, now I'm really looking at NASDAQ. It's about to tap this 30-minute zone. So we'll see if I take a buy or sell off of it. Oh wow, US 30 tapped this 2 hour supply zone and immediately went down 100 points. Yeah, I'd only short this if it closes below 133, which which it didn't. The opening range on Nasdaq's already pretty big, so there's definitely good volume. Yeah, usually I take a long here on Nasdaq, but I don't want to long this. Yeah, so far Nasdaq kind of looks like it's bouncing off of this 30-minute zone. Usually I would be long here on Nasdaq, and I would expect it to go all the way back up to the range. But I do think Nasdaq wants to tap VWAP, which is why I'm trying to take a short. Damn, US 30 was off to a good start, but on the 1 minute time frame, it just kind of slowed down. But this is just the first 5 minute candle, so we'll see what happens. And then if Nasdaq does continue to go up, I'd have to wait for it to go all the way back up to 233. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Usually I would be long here on Nasdaq. I just think it'd be kind of weird to long it after this crazy move up. And I do think since we haven't touched VWAP in I think it was like 14 hours, that we'll touch it soon. Yeah, the 1 minute time frame on US 30 looks rough. I thought it was supposed to be 40% for taxes. I thought so too, but my accountant, he told me that if you live in New York, you should save 35%, and then if you live in, at least try to save 35%. And then if I live in Texas, that I should try to save at least 30%. So yeah, I would save 30%, which is still a big chunk, right? Like if you make 100K, that's 30,000, which is a lot. But then if you have expenses, it'll bring it down on what you're taxed. So honestly, I feel like you're just kind of forced to spend money on your business, which isn't bad. To me, it's good. I see it as a good thing. All right, I'm in a short here. I'm going to put my stop loss at 158. $73. I'm going to try to target 200 ticks. But in reality, I'm going to try to target VWAP. Oof. Alright, that was not a good 1 minute candle close. So yeah, TP2 is at the 80s, and then VWAP is at 74. My break even's gonna be soon here. I feel like it's definitely more volatile. Like it's moving quicker. Alright, I'm gonna break even here. Right now it is at this 45-minute demand zone. So it could bounce off of here, but I am expecting it to touch up on VWAP. That's the main target. Okay, I got stopped out break even. I'm not gonna re-enter just because it's like crazy volatile. Plus, it does look like it bounced off of this 45-minute zone. I'm still expecting this shit to hit fucking VWAP. I swear. Oh my god. Ain't no fucking way. Like, this shit just has to fucking happen. Oh my god, bro. Why am I breaking even? Like, I already broke up with that. And I'm still doing it. Bro, it's because yesterday I didn't break even. And then I lost a trade. And then today I get hit break even for literally nothing. Unless it completely reverses, but this shit's gonna dump. My god. What time is it? 43. Let's see. I mean, so far it is struggling to get past 93. It's gonna be the 15-minute candle. Bro, that shit just made me sweat. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm sweating right now. Let's see how this plays out. Because so far it is bouncing off of this area. Wow, this opening range is... The opening range is pretty big. Like, there's just crazy volume. Which is honestly good. That's what I wanted. And I mean, I also did good not taking this long. Usually I would take this long, but why would I long it when it's already been longing all night? And if it touches VWAP, if it touches VWAP, if it touches VWAP and it bounces off of there, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because we've already kind of chopped in this area. And then if it breaks past VWAP, then I literally have no zones to really look at. Unless there's some zones, maybe on a smaller time frame. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so far it looks like we bounced off of this 45-minute zone. I never hit TP2 on this trade. Never hit TP2, which was down here at 80. Okay, I'm actually glad I got stopped out break even. Maybe I should keep that. I'm gonna keep the break even. Sometimes it is helpful. Okay, I'm not too upset. I'm not too upset. The break even actually saved me this time. For a second, it just kind of looked, like I got stopped out break even for nothing. Now though, now I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it because if I was still in this trade, I would have been pissed because I would have gotten stopped out. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because, like, there's just no more zones. I mean, I do see zones on US 30. I don't know. US 30's been acting weird, though. Like, the 1 minute time frame US 30 looks rough. It looks rough. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, my God. Maybe I should not trade. I don't know. Nasdaq giving me the ick a little bit. What do you guys think? I do have a rule. Three trades max. Maybe four if like the trades are break even. Usually I only take if I win the day, I only took one trade. If I lose the day, it's probably two trades. But I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I feel like I just shouldn't trade. It's just not in my favor, right? Like the trade that I the trade that I took was a trade and it didn't even hit TP2. We also haven't touched VWAP, which is what I thought it'd want to do. Maybe it will soon, but I also don't have any more zones to like really take a trade from. Like on Nasdaq, we already chopped through these zones, so I wouldn't even take a trade off of them unless it comes down to this 45-minute zone. Maybe it bounces off of there again, but I definitely don't want to call it a day because it's like there's really good volume. It's just in reality, I don't have good zones. And then US 30's lost, right? I mean, I don't like how US 30 looks on the smaller time frame. I don't. Like it opened up really beautiful and then she got tired, right? Like I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. And then like I said, if it touches VWAP, then it's like, yeah, that's what we're expecting, but what's next? Because if it breaks past VWAP, I really don't have any more zones. Like bigger time frame zones. Maybe there is on a smaller time frame though. Okay, now it's going down. Yeah, this shit is crazy. Yeah, there's the VWAP touch. Yo, that's a crazy 1 minute candle, man. Technically, I could short it because it did close below the zone, but then I don't like taking trades around VWAP. The best short was right at open, right up here, which realistically I wouldn't have caught because it happened too quick unless I placed the order up there. It's funny too because this entry over here, it was actually a really early entry. Like, I didn't wait for confirmation, I just took the short. And it played out fine. This literally happened to me yesterday. Except I didn't break even on the trade and I took a loss. And then it ended up playing perfectly. It will be good if it closed below VWAP. I think if it actually closed below VWAP, there's a lot of downside potential. It's going to be a 5 minute candle close. If it closed below 0.96, then I'll definitely stay bearish. But would I actually short it? I'm not sure because I usually don't take trades around VWAP. I try to avoid trades around VWAP. Yeah. If it does close out below 89, it'd be an opening range breakout, which is good for shorts. Yeah. Still haven't seen a candle close below VWAP though. Let me see what US 30 is doing. Still going down. I think US 30 will also go down to VWAP. Like, there's really not much stopping it. Unless it just moves sideways for a bit. I'm gonna wait for 10 a.m. But honestly, like, I don't know. I might call it a day. It's just like not my week. But I mean, I don't know. I would hate to force a trade. Like, I could take a trade off of this zone right here, but we're right on VWAP, and we're already kind of chopping up on VWAP. If we bounce off of VWAP and we go up, then I really don't have any trade. Unless he goes all the way up to 233. But I feel like that would just take a while. And then if it breaks past VWAP, the only zone I kind of have is a 5-minute zone. And honestly, 5-minute zones aren't the best with me. So I do like this 5-minute zone. Price already bounced off of it over here, which is a good sign. Like, I want to say it looks very bearish. Like, I want to say I think it'll break past VWAP. Because we just keep rejecting this area here. But then again, if I just short it, I could easily get wicked out. Donald J. Pump. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if Barron Trump like actually does insider trading. I feel like he has to, right? Someone's doing insider trading. And not just on stocks. That's the crazy thing. Not just on stocks. They're doing it on Polymarket as well. And probably even sports betting. That's something I've been thinking about recently, is like with this whole sports betting thing. Like, what if the sports now aren't really, real sports? What if they're just like kind of acting because of the sports betting? That's what I think about UFC. Because they promote it a lot. And then it's like, are they actually fighting or like they just acting? And whoever wins is like, whoever loses the most amount of money with the bets. Anyone think that way? Maybe I just overthink. Like when that guy fought, what's his name? Alex Pereira, I think. Like, he's a machine. I really thought he was about to win. And then he lost, and I was like, wait a minute. He usually don't fight like that. Like, something's up. And then I was like, everyone betted for him in the sports betting. So maybe that's why he lost. You never know, right? Topuria is the GOAT. Isn't he fighting soon? Right? I think there's like a White House event. And I think he's fighting there. Yeah, I love the UFC. I love watching those fights. What is going on? Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't trade near VWAP, because there's always some funny stuff going on around VWAP. I think I'm just gonna call it a day here. I think the market's gonna give really good opportunities. It already did for sure. But I mean, usually at this time I'm already done trading. So it's like, why would I force another trade? And it's just like we're chopping up at VWAP. US 30 still moving sideways. Yeah, if you measure out the opening range, we're back inside of the opening range on US 30. So realistically, we're not moving. Which isn't surprising because the opening on US 30 was rough. And then on NASDAQ, we had a really nice move down to VWAP, and now we've kind of slowed down. So I'm not sure what's going to happen from here. Yeah. The best trade was definitely shorts right at open, but right from these zones up here, that was the best play. Which, I mean, I could have caught it here, but then the stop loss would have been weird. And then this entry that I took, usually I wait for this 1 minute candle to close. I didn't wait for the 1 minute candle because I was so confident in the shorts. And ended up playing out nice, except I got stopped out break even, which is fine as well because if I didn't break even on the trade, I would have gotten stopped out just for it to go all the way back down to take profit, and that would have sucked. That would have been rough. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna go out and get some coffee. Start the day off right. And we got Thursday and Friday, so we'll see how that goes. Today's definitely better than a losing day. Yesterday I had a losing day that was rough. So I'm satisfied with today. I mean, I don't think I made any mistakes, honestly. It is what it is. Another trade I could have caught was this short here on US 30. After it tapped this 2 hour supply zone, it started breaking these 1 minute wicks down. I could have taken this short. I decided not to because it was pretty choppy and I didn't trust it. But now that I think about it, because it was so choppy and this was a reversal trade, I should have been confident in taking this reversal. Because it's just betting that the market is going to go back inside the range, right? It's the opposite of a breakout, which is perfect for these types of conditions. So, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If I were you guys, I would wait for NASDAQ to clear out, get away from VWAP, whether that's up or down, and then I'd see from there. If you already took your trades, I'd wait for tomorrow, right? If you look at the daily candle, it's already had an insane move. It's already made the move of the day, so you can't expect too much, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see what tomorrow gives us. I'm praying that Asian session is quiet. That way New York could be decent. I'm hoping here. When to stop trading after taking profit? How much per day? For me, my profit target is at least twice what I was risking on the trade, right? Just TP2. And that's worked out fine, right? Like, my trading is very, very average. The only reason I'm able to get consistent payouts is okay, now it's going down. The only reason I'm able to get consistent payouts is because the trading is consistent. The take profits, the stop loss, the setups themselves, like, my stats are very, very average. There's nothing fancy about my trading. It's just consistent. That's the main thing. And then now that I have 20 accounts, that's another reason why I've been able to get big payouts, is because I have 20 accounts. But yeah, even if you look at the stats for my last two payouts this year, they were very average. I never hit like an insane trade. I think the biggest trade I hit was like a 1 to 3, and that was fine. But yeah, the trading's very average. There's nothing fancy. It's just very consistent. How do you calculate how much you're risking? Well, the sizing stays the same, so the stop loss size stays the same. So all of my stop losses are 100 ticks, right? Or 25 points. And then on Tradeovate, there's no automatic brackets with copy trading. So that's why before I get into trade, I use this tool here. It's called price range. And then I'm kind of just measuring out what my stop loss would be if I got into the trade. And then when I get in the trade, I'm like, okay, my entry was here. Then the stop loss is going to be, up here. And that's kind of how I calculate it. But it's easy to do that because, again, the sizing is the same every time. So the stop loss is kind of the same every time. And I don't try to get it perfect either. I would say like what I risk is 250 to 300. So between that range. I don't stress about like getting it perfect every time. How long do you usually take how long do you usually take a payout? Are you asking how long does it take to get one? It depends. Yo, what are these candlesticks? Did you get in a trade? Oh, okay. Yeah, because that candle was nasty. Like, okay, the last time I took a 40K, no, the first time I took a 40K payout this year, it took 21 days. The second one took, I think it was 18 days or 17 days, trading days. So I would say on average, I take about 2 to 4 weeks to get a payout. It really depends on my performance, right? In the markets. If it's a slower market, definitely harder to get a quicker payout. But if it's like, you know, good openings, hit TP, I'm done for the day, then it takes like a week or two. But yeah, it really depends on the market and me. I got approved on March 30th. I spoke to support. They say it's on its way. Why is it taking so late? I mean, it might be for a couple reasons. Maybe it's your first payout. I know if it's your first payout with any prop firm, it might take longer than usual. And then if you're not in the US, that might take longer than usual. If you have a certain bank, I don't know what type of bank, but I know the fastest payouts go with Chase. If you have a different bank, it might be a reason for it to take longer. But yeah, it could be a couple of reasons. Is your daily goal 200 to comply with the Apex rules? No. I don't worry about that. I just worry about like TP2. But yeah, I feel like if I stress about like you said like $200, let's just say I'm up on a trade $200 and then I close the trade at 200, then it's like damn, that trade could have hit, TP2 $600. So I just try to get TP2. Is the second payout? First one was quick. I don't know. Then it might be on their end. Maybe a lot of people requested payouts, so it's taking more time. I got performance account with Apex and lost in a week. I keep getting chopped up. Yeah, it's been rough. Um, but I would say just try to slow down, right? It's hard to slow down when you see the markets moving. I mean, right now it's not really moving, but it was. It's hard to slow down when you want a payout really bad, but sometimes you have to. You also just gotta understand like what really is your A plus setup. Is the market in your favor? Is it not? Like right now, the market is not in my favor. It's moving sideways. I don't have bigger time frame zones to really look at. So it just kind of makes me feel better about not trading.
Man, I'm ready to get coffee. I don't want to look at this choppy shit no more.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go get coffee cuz we don't want to look at the charts. I mean, especially with this right now.
Bro, like,
It's bad.
it's literally making me mad.
Yeah, same.
And, like, I don't need to be mad. Look at the sun. Like, it's shining bright. It
Yeah,
looks
the
so
sun is
nice
out.
outside. I need that. I need that to radiate on me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to go enjoy the day. We're going to go get coffee. And then afterwards, I'd have to do a couple things, but.
Yeah, if I'm gonna enjoy something choppy, it's gonna be me chopping my food in my mouth.
Okay. Oh my god. I need to go. Alright, I love you guys. Um, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been a rough week. I really don't want to call it a day, but
I don't either. I'm only up $86. Should have pissed me off.
yeah. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta wait for the better days to come. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow.